Hi, Corey here. Hope you're doing well. If you're not doing well, I hope you know that. I hope you know that it's up to you to put the work in and to change and to make a decision to do something different about your situation, whatever that may be. And I'm not going to preach about it. I'm just going to say that I know what that's like, and nobody can do anything for me when it comes to hard things in my life. Certainly there is support. Certainly there's people that care. Hopefully for you too. Thank God for me there was. But really it was up to me. Nobody was going to save me. Nobody was going to do the work for me. Nobody was going to make the decision for me on making a change in my life. And I'm not talking about the general life hardships. I'm not talking about a bad day at work or struggles with the family. Certainly this applies to all aspects of life. But tonight I'm talking about life or death situations, and I'm talking about what I call blunt force trauma. And I'm talking about circumstances in life that get to a point where a person simply cannot go on living with what they're going through. And I've seen that go one of two ways. It either causes the person to end their life, or it causes the person to understand and accept where they're at and realize they need to do something about it. Along with that, and maybe what sparked me thinking about this today, is just that it's the 4-year anniversary of a good friend of mine taking his life. And the circumstances that got him to that, I won't even pretend to understand. But it made me think about the really hard things in life. And it made me think that it really takes blunt force trauma to cause someone to make a significant change to save their life. And it takes an understanding of knowing, and for me, it was knowing that my life depended on me doing something about the situation I was in and doing something to improve and get better. And we may not even know what we need to do, but the biggest thing is understanding where we're at and understanding that we don't want this anymore. We want something better. And that's the first step, accepting. Once we do that, we're on our way. And we can't compare ourselves to anyone else. I can't compare myself to anyone else. I just know that for me and for other people I know, that's what it took for them to make a change in their life. And the ones that were in similar circumstances that did not make that change, did not accept it, they're in the ground. I know more than one person. So back to the conversation at work, and it was about not hitting standards. And specifically for this talk, I want to talk about when we're winning. We could be winning in life. We could be winning in our work. We could be winning in whatever. And all of a sudden we're not winning anymore. And then we wonder, why am I not winning anymore? What's going wrong? What's changed? Specifically in a work environment, why are we not hitting the standard anymore? And most times when we look at the things we put in place to win, and now we're not winning, it's because we're not doing something that we were doing that caused us to win. To me, that's a very simple, it's not complicated. If I'm already winning at something, and now due to circumstances I'm not winning, most times when I look at what I'm doing, it's because I dropped something from my program. I dropped something from the process. So it may not be easy, but it's like, let's get back to doing what we were doing when we were winning, and then let's see what happens. And let's get back to that standard of winning. And it doesn't mean there's not continuous improvement, and it doesn't mean we won't push forward and create new standards. But it does mean that we don't need to overcomplicate things. If something dropped out of our program, something dropped out of our process, and now we're not winning, let's put that back in and see what happens. We're going to win again. So that was kind of the conversation, more of a business-related kind of a discussion. But it got into this whole more personal thing, and it got into me bringing up the fact that a friend of mine lost his life, 4 years ago today. And it got into a discussion about discipline and what a person needs to do to move forward in their life. And to what I said earlier, it really comes to an understanding that whatever this current situation is, I'm not good with it anymore. And then the question is, am I willing to do something about it or not? And if the answer is yes, I am willing to do something about it, and if the answer is I want to move forward, I want to move on to better things, then I just need to put things in place that help me get there. It's no different than creating a process in a factory. It's no different than creating things in, let's say, a recovery program. All different things in life. What are the things that help me get better? Physical fitness, working out. What are exercises I can do that help me get better? And we're all different, and we can't compare each other to each other. But what works for us, what doesn't work for us, what does work for us, I'm going to create a discipline around that. And I have a daily discipline that I do. I won't get into all the details, but every morning there are certain things I do in the first 45 minutes of being awake. And it doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm at home, if it's a work day, if I'm traveling, if I'm on vacation, it does not matter where I'm at. There's certain things that I've created a daily discipline around that help me physically, help me spiritually, help me in my program of life that work. And if they work, I'm not going to deviate from them. I'm not going to drop them. I might enhance them. I might add to them. Things are always changing. As long as it's moving me forward, that's okay. But I'm not going to drop something out that's working for me and then wonder, well, shit, now how come my life's not working? Well, because I dropped something out of my program. I'm not going to do that. I've seen too many people do that. I know people that have done that. I know people that come back from that, and I know people that are in the ground from that. That's my experience. That's where I'm coming from tonight regarding this. The other thing is, I have to ask myself, whatever this situation is, whatever this hard thing in life is, does my life depend on this? Does my success depend on this? It could be, does my physical life here on earth, does that life of me depend on what I'm going to do or not do? Or it could be, does my career, does my success in my job, does my family, does it depend on this? Does it depend on me doing these things to get better and continually improving or not? And if the answer is yes, my life depends on this. It could be, does my livelihood depend on this? Use whatever you want. But for me, tonight, on the 4-year anniversary of a friend taking his life, for life and death, if I understand my life depends on this program to continually improve and do better, then I am not going to fuck with the things that work. I'm going to put things in place that work. I'm going to create a discipline around them, and I am never going to deviate from that. I may add to that. I may enhance them, but I will not drop them because my life depends on it. That's where I'm coming from tonight. I've probably hit record and delete 20 times tonight trying to put together a message like this. I think my wife was wondering, what in the hell is Corey doing out in his pickup truck for so long? But I'm just going to share this the way it is. Screw it. It's raw. It's not edited. It's not filtered. It is what it is. But it is heavy on my mind, people that are at a point in their life where they don't know what they should do. They just know they can't keep doing what they're doing. Too many people check out. They don't need to check out. I know what it's like to be at that point. That's a story for another day. But I know what that's like personally. We don't need to check out. And we don't need to just exist either and settle. We need to understand my life depends on this. I'm not happy with where I'm at. I'm sick of this shit. I'm going to do something about it. And I may not know what it's going to take to get there. I just know that I don't want what I have today. I want something more. I want something better. To go along with that discipline and creating things that work then needs to come a mindset that nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's making the decision for me. Nobody's going to do the work for me. You've probably heard that said by many different people in many different ways, many different times. But that's the mentality that I have found that I need, that it's up to me. Now, I have a God in my life. I have a higher power. I have faith, and I know that God helps me. I thank God that I have people in my life that care about me and help me. But I need to have the mindset that without all of them, this is up to me to do it. Nobody else can do it for me. I'm just going to quit with that for tonight. Again, if you're doing well, I'm happy for you. If you're doing great and awesome, that is great too. I've been there. Share it. Make an impact. But if you're not doing well, or you know somebody who's not doing well, understand that no matter how bad it is, it will get worse, and it will put somebody in the ground. But it does not have to. I could have been my friend 4 years ago, but he could have been me today. It's about decisions, and it's about choices, and it's about what are we willing to do to live, and are we willing to do everything it takes to live? If you're at that point, I pray that you're willing to do whatever it takes to live, and that you never forget, as you get success and you start winning, don't ever forget what it took to win. And don't ever forget what it took to get where you're at when you get to those good points in life, because they will come. That's the hope. Things get better, but it is up to us, nobody else. Take care.